There is way too much fucking anime being made right now. According to the seasonal chart on my anime list, literally 60 new shows started this fall season. Every time a new season starts, I go over to my anime list to look at the chart, organized by how many members have each anime on their list. And usually it's the first 12 or so that people really care about. You've got your sequels to already popular franchises, Shokugeki no Soma Season 2, Kekai Sensen Season 2, Himoto Umaru-chan Season 2, Kino's Journey Season 2? Where the fuck did that come from? Then you've got the adaptations of already popular manga, Mahotsukai no Yome, Black Clover, which is the new big shonen, Inuyashiki, the new thing from the guy who made Gantz, other stuff tied to popular creators like Juni Taisen, which is the latest Nisio Isin work. And usually as the season goes along, we'll see the original shows that people develop hype about rise to the top of the charts. Currently, Just Because is sitting towards the top. And as you scroll below those, you'll see a few cult favorites going on here and there. Girls Last Tour, Hoseki no Kuni, maybe a few sequels to shows that not as many people are watching, like another fucking season of Gintama and Love Live. But from there you just dive into this endless cesspool of bullshit that no one gives a fuck about. This show is called Two Car. It's about cute girls on motorcycles, cause that hasn't happened yet. Oh, but there's sidecars in it, so, you know, that's unique. Is it any good? Hell no. It looks like garbage, half of it's just panning shots. We don't even, see a main character for minutes into the episode. Did anybody ask for this? Does anybody like this? Does this have a reason to exist? Now I know what you're thinking. How can too many shows possibly be a problem? I mean, if you're not somebody who has to make anime analysis for a living, you're probably just gonna ignore most of these shows anyways. And hey, maybe somebody out there likes it. Why would we deprive them of these shows? Well, for the consumer, it really isn't a problem. But for the anime industry, it's definitely worth looking at. After all, what are the big problems we're always hearing about the anime industry? Animators are constantly being overworked and underpaid. Anime studios are constantly bleeding money because they make shows that don't sell. Minor shows are just being pumped out by the dozens and then flying straight under the radar where they honestly belong. Recently, a non-profit organization called the Flying Colors Foundation teamed up with YouTuber The Anime Man in order to run a gigantic poll trying to collect the top 100 anime of all time according to the Western fan base. Over 132,000 people submitted their top 5 favorite anime to this poll. And as much fun as it is to actually have that top 100 list, the most important piece of information from this, and the one which the foundation was most trying to find, is that the top 100 anime took up 70% of all of the votes, while the top 10 anime took up 18%, showcasing that anime fans' interest in the medium is overwhelmingly geared towards the shows that are considered to be the best. That is to say, most people just want to watch good and popular anime. Ask yourself, what are the two main reasons that any show gets watched? Either because it's really fucking good, or because people want to be a part of the conversation surrounding the show. Now obviously, plenty of shows that you and I might consider to be total dog shit make it to the top of these My Anime List charts anyways, just because they happen to hit the perfectly right sweet spot of what is popular in anime at the moment. This is how we get shit like the Asterisk War and Arrow Manga Sensei, and A1 Pictures are very specially attuned to hitting this mark. But it's a lot harder to accurately and cynically capitalize on a trend while making a terrible product than it is to just make a good product and try to draw attention towards it. And we're living in a time where this is easier than ever. Several of the best ranked anime to come out this year were not hyped before their release, but became super hyped over the course of their runs because they were so good. Made in Abyss started around 20th place on the summer 2017 Mal chart, and now it's hovering at number 4 with one of the highest scores on the website. Word of mouth is working now. And yes, you'll still have stuff that stays cult like Mahojin Guru Guru, which everyone who actually watches it seems to think is the greatest anime ever made, but they can't convince anybody else to watch it. But that show also would probably never have been successful in the West in the first place, just given its style. I can't tell you whether or not it's successful in Japan, I don't have the numbers for that. But hey, here I am, signal boosting it right now, so, you check that one out. Meanwhile, an incredible wealth of effort and money money and talent is being poured into My Girlfriend is a Faithful Virgin Bitch, which wouldn't even be charting if it didn't have bitch in the title. And even then it ain't doing so hot. You see, while some of these shows might appeal to some people isn't enough to put money in the pockets of the people making the shows. Some people isn't enough to justify the insane amount of anime getting made that no one cares about. Imagine if we consolidated all of that talent and effort from all those lackluster shows and put them into the good shows, boosting them to even greater heights. Shows like Mahotsukai no Yome and Black Clover had big marketing pushes behind them. But imagine if we took all the marketing for all these dogshit shows that nobody cares about and put that into them as well. If you want anime to crack the mainstream and make way more money than it currently is, this is the way to do it. Don't be satisfied with these being the biggest shows of the season. Big fish in a tiny pond. A new anime should be a big event for everybody in the world. If Inuyashiki is supposed to be such a good show, why isn't it on television, or at least being advertised at the start of a YouTube video? In fact, why haven't the producers of the show tried to offer YouTubers like me some kind of endorsement deal so we can promote their shows? We've got the reach, we've got the willingness, you pay me to talk about a show I like? Oh, I'm never gonna shut up about it. Would be a hell of a lot easier than, say, removing my videos from YouTube after I just told 100,000 people that your show was the best show of the year.
The number of views on my girlish number video is more than twice the number of people who have it listed on my anime list, and it almost killed my channel.
I think you get my point. If we want the anime industry to be successful, there needs to be more faith in anime. There needs to be more faith in good ideas being able to succeed and being marketed so that they can succeed. Less throwing 1,000 plastic darts at the wall and hoping something sticks to the target, and more crafting a fine metal dart, putting it in the hands of a professional darts player and having him hit the fucking bullseye. Of course, this would require effort on the parts of lots of people in lots of different parts of the anime industry. Thankfully, the anime industry is incredibly insular and incestuous, and word gets around very quickly. A lot of the industry is attached to old ways and business models, but as more and more young people join the industry, making their own studios, trying to forge their own path forward, and fans become more and more informed about what's really going on in the industry and are desperately seeking to help, I think it's time for communication to be opened up in a bigger way, and for the anime industry to develop a fucking game plan. This is exactly what the Flying Colors Foundation is setting out to do, and I really hope that they succeed and that anime companies will start wisening up about what the hell they produce. Less of this shit that nobody asked for and nobody's going to watch, and more of the stuff that we're all hoping for. I hope you enjoyed this ranty-ass video. I'm covering a pretty broad topic here, but hopefully I've made all my different points clear. If you want to hear more of my ranting and raving, you should be watching my, 19 different channels, or just subscribe to my Patreon, and every week I put out a content roundup, which sums it all up very nicely. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.